We're live again. I'm in the UV filled garage, UV light. The other one's a little bit brighter, but it doesn't get the outside just right. There's the fireside chat. Remember that one when I had it in the greenhouse in Eureka? So, can I turn this around? Oh, let's see. I'll see outside here. It's pretty. There's the old Plymouth, all covered up. Now, Nick wanted me to keep the snow off the top of it, but see, son, the snow's off the top. It's it's on the hood though, stacked up. But I'm not going out there to mess with it. The wind has been keeping it blowing off. It's pretty powdery snow. It'd be different if it's wet, compact stuff. But it's getting pretty deep. I mean, it's drifted up in places, and um, it was wet. It was powdery, real dry and powdery. But it started dropping ice about 6 o'clock. About 6 o'clock, I started hearing right at that last live stream I did. I was hearing trees popping over there, out that way. There's a few big trees left out over there. There's some couple back in the McGregor's old fields, but not too many. Most of that's just new overgrowth back off in McGregor's old soybean field. Um, I was just going to make a comment about a little interaction we had on James Kaufman's channel earlier there, World News Report today. Now, um, Tiffany and a few other people had told me about James. Uh, I've heard I've heard people complain about James for years, since I followed him, and I've had my complaints about him. But he's just old. He's an older guy, and he's had a stroke, and he lives with his parents. So I don't know where he's getting off. And he got my information wrong. My mom, my mother is my Social Security disability payee because I've been bankrupt when I was a young man several times, and Social Security wouldn't allow me to manage my own money. So she, my mom got it, the signee. So it goes into an account in my mom's name. I've got the card; I can get it out. But when it goes in there, mom takes her five, 600, $700 sometimes, and then I get the remainder to get my coffee and tobacco. Usually is all it gets me. It's a gas. Um, so and a few drinks. I have a drink, and I got a DWI last month. Yeah, because I was having a crisis, getting close to this court stuff, and my mother and my son screwing the internet up and the phone, and her mental health decline because she's getting older, and we both think that they should have just dropped the case and not lengthened it out for a year, as per the other one too. That was 2 years before that, and so it was just a series of unfortunate events. And the end of the year, the beginning of this year, just the stars are all kind of messed up. I mean, look outside, look up what the three eye atlas. I mean, there's a lot of things going on politically, economically, personal. Everybody's, I guarantee, having a little stressful time. But I just wanted to get on here and say, James, you need to. I reported him too. I reported his channel to what he's doing to everybody, because that's kind of it was really bad of him to do what he did to me just a minute ago. Um, I admit, look, on paper, my stuff looks kind of funny, but dude, I'm not a bad guy. I've never done anything wrong. I got DWI, and those other charges are just floppity flop misdemeanor things that terroristic threatening, Dragon Sage, hey, That terroristic threat from the other year ago, and the no contact order was dropped. It's false. It's false no contact order pickup. They falsely arrested me on. James is an old man. He's had a stroke. James Kaufman lives with his parents too, his elderly parents. So he's not much more in. He's deeper in the boat than I am about being an old fucking pushover, and a worthless son of a bitch. Because there's been Tiffany, a few other people telling me in the past couple weeks or month that they left James' channel and because he's being an asshole. And I told him, I said, look, you're working on pyrokinesis. Oh yeah, yeah, I am too. Look at this. Yeah, here, wish me luck. Here, hey, can you send some pyrokinesis here? Here, burn that off for me, will you? Dragon Station. Is here. It's kind of, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere Dragon's Age goes. There's a tower over there. It's the Eye of Sauron. You're not that advanced. You know, can you? It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go. Dragon's Age is not that bad. No, I say, yeah, poor old James. I mean, he's an ass. He's an old asshole. And dude, I've worked for people that were worse than him, and had to kiss ass. And I really don't mind. But I called him. I let him have it. I called him, left a message, and then I fucking texted him. I fucking gave him the old, fuck you, dude. And I blocked his number. Of course, he called me a couple times and put me on the show, but um, he really didn't understand what I was talking about when we were talking about CERN and all that stuff. See, James was the one that was trying to cover CERN and the VLF. He didn't have his shit correct for years, and I couldn't get through to him. He thought I was a bot. And then finally, Dennis Nangle, the guy that turned me onto the CERN timestamps and beam dumps and correlation to the VLF years ago, was on his called into a show. Was it a year ago or so? And so I kind of slipped in behind there, but yeah, he blocked me for saying I was a bot before. I'm like, you old fucker. And I just kind of waved it off because he's just an old he got an old dude with a stroke. But I I'm not as worried about Wednesday as I should be because I think what I just got off the phone with my buddy Steven in Portland. He's working on crypto and buying silver and stuff. Of course, I told him I couldn't live in a fucking group home like you do, dude. I can't live, you know. I have to be by myself. So I got to be. I can't be around a lot of people like that. Fucking institution situation. It drive me but batshit crazy. Fuck that. I've been down to the rehab place. Um, had been committed once years ago, way down there, because you know, like I said, she had my firearm rights taken away from me when I was 32. And I've never owned a firearm in my life. Just oh, you might get it. They tried to take all my fucking knives and swords from me. I used to collect swords when I was a kid. Since I was a kid, I collected swords and knives. I never fucking had any kind of incident with them. And just at her fictitious, if I would have known that then at court that time, I would have brought it up and said, "Look, my mother's got fictitious bunch houses by proxy, niggas." And then I probably wouldn't have lost my fucking firearm rights. She's fucking tied my feet so fucking bad that I really honestly don't know how I'm still alive. I'm lucky motherfucker. She probably tried to kill me a few times. I wouldn't doubt it. Wouldn't doubt it. Because sometimes I get stuff in my food and my drink. I don't know. She didn't treat Nicholas like that. She didn't treat my son like that. Just because I guess I remind her of my father. And like, Mom, I didn't fucking marry that man for you. You could fucking leave. You could left. You could leave right now. She was telling. She got home yesterday. She couldn't use my food card again, so I had to call because I called the day before, and they said they had activated the food part of it, my new insurance card, on the 21st. I could use it. So she goes. I sent her up there with it, and she had to charge groceries. So she come home yesterday saying she wanted to kill herself after I talked to her. I was like, and I was done talking to the police because I talked to my public defender, and I was tell the police that I use a caked end pipe to stir my coffee. Dude, I got one of those nootropics keto brains. Did you ever get any of that keto brains? The keto brains is pretty good. Oh, shit, meth. I hadn't had any. I'd never done that in years. I wish. That shit calmed me down. My Vyvanse makes me stop in one spot and just chill for a long time. Dude. It might keep me up a little bit, but at least it keeps me from taking off down the fucking road and talking to everybody I see. You know, I have sometimes I have social. Uh, uh, well, I want to be around people, and sometimes I just I don't want to hide. I don't want to see nobody. You know? Other times I'm talking to everybody. I can adapt. I mean, I can adapt to any situation. It's just if I'm in preference, you know. Oh, but yeah, I would. The more the chiller. For I'm 80. I got ADHD. I'm dopamine dependent. I'm not the old, not the old, not the old phosphorus or fucking anhydrous. No, but the stuff like kind of like my vitamins that just dopamine hit the ice and stuff. That ain't no thing. But yeah, if you're talking about the old red anhydrous or something like that, yeah, if you do too much of that, you will die. Panic, panacea. Now I'd have to look that word up. What the fuck is panacea? Like a aphrodisiac? What I mean? No, meth is an amphetamine. It increases it puts your body in shock, or it shoots your brain full of dopamine, full of feel good chemical. Increases your cardiac and your blood flow, your breathing. Because hell, back in the day, back when I was a teenager, we didn't know you could. We didn't see nobody smoking it. People were either snorting it or shooting it, and that was all. Anhydrous or bad type of shit or anything in high school. Of course, I wasn't into it like my fucking friends were dealing it. Like I was just driving my van. I just drove around, and had fun. I didn't get involved with fucking the shit like Brian and Morgan and them getting busted with fucking pounds and having to fucking. Luckily, Brian's mom was a goddamn dispatcher, or they would have been in jail for a long time. They had to get jobs, and the judge let them slide. But yeah, um, like I said, hopefully, Panacea, a remedy for all diseases. No, I would say that maybe something like the 4-methyl aminorex mixed with um, a something like a myobacteriophage fungus, like a psilocybin, you know, could be a panacea, a cure all, or a super drug, super food, you know. Now, uh, you'd have to. We have the technology. It's like right now we have that $1 million man technology, right? In the CRISPR, in the genetics and stuff to make stuff like that, to where we can make custom super drugs for each and every body type by taking blood sample, DNA sample, and just whatever they want, to customize to their job even. Dude, the only thing that I um the fairy stung hit tobacco. I shouldn't be smoking right here, but it's too cold right there. In your nose? Yeah. Me too. A lot of time. Back way a long time ago. That shit ain't happening no more. I'm a fucking old man living with my mom. Fucking fuck around on the goddamn co-pilot. Sometimes I go to the coffee. Sometimes I go to Waffle House. Sometimes, if I'm not kicked out of goddamn where, I'll go sing karaoke. But I haven't been since November. I haven't been singing since November. Like I was, I'll have seasonal manic spells if I've got stuff I'm dealing with. There's been years I just sat idle, nothing fucking. I've never been having any problems with anything, or even I've even had girlfriends during some of those times where there's nothing happened. It was no big deal, and I had a couple girlfriends. We just split up. It's nothing, no fighting or nothing. And there's been some times where turmoil, and I've always noticed. I've always kept track of the heavens, the stars and stuff, and it's just one of them times. I mean, you could look outside. Hell, something ain't right. I mean, I can feel it in the fucking air. Like, the intro to Lord of the Rings. Feel it in the air. Fucking, you know, dude, I can feel it coming in. It wasn't right. It was some kind of cold, biting chill. Um, the funny thing is if you're moving around out there and you won't get cold, where I don't. But if I stop moving my fingers or something, if I have my gloves off, or if I stop walking, you start to get frostbite real quick. But as long as I kept moving, out there, I was walking around all night last night outside, out back, and then I come in the garage this morning to straighten this up, and went out in the shed uh, earlier today, all day, clean that up. But yeah, I'd say get back on here and vent some more. I find it healthy to fucking get things out, Dragon things. Don't you do that? You do that sometimes too, right? It's like, oh man, I just get out, dude. Smoke some more weed. I wish I was somewhere where get a bunch of weed. Of course, I don't know. Maybe that's why I got smarter these past 7, 8 years. Because I cut down smoking pot. I've always been a pothead since I was 15. I smoke tobacco like it's weed because I'm fucking hard ass, but uh, up until 2018, yeah, from age 15 to 2018 when I retired laying carpet, dude, I was every fucking day. every day. And I didn't drink so much as I smoked. I smoked fucking all the time. In the morning, at lunch, afternoon. If I missed one, if I missed a day or two, oh, fucking look out, dude. Yeah, I used to throw fits, real bad fits, worse than the ones I do now. I throw them. You slow down the booze. I've slowed down everything except with tobacco smoking because I smoke a tobacco pipe now, and it's sometimes it gets me. Sometimes it gets me. Oh, not so much. Well, I got a prescription for my Vyvanse because I switched off of that monthly shot in the arm of in Vegas Sustaina, that paliperidone, and I hated that shit. It it started making me fat and fucking my sex drive was gone. Didn't have any sex drive at all, dude. Didn't watch porn. Nothing. Nothing. Didn't no porn. No porn. No nothing. Didn't have no sex drive at all for fucking like from 2013 to fucking to 2020. No sex drive. Nothing whatsoever. And so I finally got off that and on my Vyvanse. And I was taking 70s when I started my Vyvanse, taking 70s. And I dropped them down to 40s. And hell, I don't need to take them all the time. I do, but I don't have to. Of course, if you miss a day or two, you start feeling it. You gotta have one. But like I'm no problem going without alcohol or anything. Or if I had to quit taking my Vyvanse, I could do it. It's just um you got to watch yourself when you're in certain moods, and that comes with age. Young people can't do that. It comes with age. If you're old enough, and then there comes a point to where you hit your 70s like my mom, and you start going senile, and then you really don't have too much comprehensive control over things, and you out in outer space, and you can't help it. Sometimes you come back, sometimes people don't. One of these days, she won't come back from her, you know, outer space thing. My mom is the nicest person and really sweet, really nice little lady, and she doesn't look as old as she does. We don't look old. I mean, I need to shave, but like I don't look for it. I'm getting gray, but that's from being out. That's from living out on the street in my truck and having all the stress for the past 6 years, not knowing what was going on. I'm kind of comforted in knowing that it is what it is, and I know I've got problems, but it stems from me growing up in that environment and everything that I put myself through trying to escape the stuff. Fitting off foil folds for robbing the down and out. Hey, I unless somebody slipped some on me back in the day, I've never touched that fentanyl stuff. Opioids, I don't like opioids. In fact, I'm allergic to some of them. Benzos. Now I used to have Klonopins, and um, back in the day, trade Klonopins for Xanny bars, and I used to when I was a teenager. Um, I was a fucking up or downer guy. I yeah, I'd do both at the same time. Smoke, drink, pop, smoke, drink, pop, snort, drop. All four. Shrimp, whatever. There wasn't too many people that could keep up with me. I mean, there was guys that were dealing, but there wasn't too many motherfuckers that keep up with me. Now the drinking there was, uh, I get drunk and then we throw up. We used to drink till we puke, and then we start drinking some more. But still, I couldn't do that now. I couldn't do that now. Fuck, I'd really go over the edge if I was doing what I was doing when I was 17, 18. Now, yeah, I would be fucking either shot or locked up or in this fucking insane asylum just doing it one night. Yeah, we were rock and rolling every fucking day, dude. Going to school and driving, you know, in my van, my Impala. And I had Nick, but I had that Impala. And then the partying was pretty much over after that. I didn't work too much after school. After I graduated, my diapers were because I had him when I was 20. And so, well, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to get me a shower, finally go to bed, get another little bite to eat. Boy, it looks nasty outside, guys. I'm, now I feel for everybody to the east and south that's getting ice and stuff. But we got mainly powdery snow and mainly powdery snow. And let me turn it around here. They stole they stole stuff from me. Yeah, yeah. We had legends of those people and girls that and guys that would do that to you and groups of people, parties even parties that you'd go to where it was set up to you know it was an energy harvest fucking party and these when when the targets when the targets were left at the party because usually they left the targets there, right? They drained them and just fucking they left them. And then it'd be the next day they get up. They weren't the same, dude. They weren't they weren't exactly the same for at least a week or two. And some of that shit they never regained back. But yeah, there were groups that were from out of town that do that kind of vampire shit. Not blood, but they they take something from you. It never happened to me, but I've seen it before. I was there a couple times. That they would use any kind of drugs. Some of them sometimes they wouldn't use any drugs. Sometimes it was just a mesmerizing thing, and they encapsulated people. There's some weird stuff that goes on in the Ozarks here. Natural, all natural. It's all in the natural state. Well, I don't know. It's a what? 4-methyl aminorex is basically a salt. A crystal salt. It's uh, and then the amphetamine I take my L-lysine. It's what is it? It's L-lysine amphetamine. It's Lisdex amphetamine. So it's L-lysine alpha amphetamine. It's a amino acid turned amphetamine. It's not methamphetamine, but it's for ADHD. The methamphetamine that you can prescribe is called Dex dizox, and they'll only give that to you for like 3 months because it causes you to lose weight so much. And yeah, you'll turn into skin and bones taking that, and that is addictive, and that's more abusable than Adderall. Like you could shoot it and smoke it. And I've never had any. There was a weight loss pill, a little bitty one that my friend we were laying carpet. A friend of mine, uh, cousin that was laying carpet with us, with him and us, had a little weight loss pill one time. Oh, it got you going. Half of one, little bitty tiny thing. And of course, Dad, when he was in California and out of the Navy and stuff, you know, all them land carb, they did bennies and stuff, trucker speed bennies, the real stuff out the, not the crap they got at the gas stations now, but 4-methyl aminorex is ice. Yeah, it's Euphoria. It's called Euphoria, and that's when I looked it up and studied it, I did go to my BitChute. Go to my BitChute, right? My Mr. Mission Control BitChute, and go down and find that video. I did it. I got it banned off of YouTube because I said in the video I said doc, doctors doctors agree here. Gonna say everywhere. I said um, certain case study doctors or some shit agree that and I took all the research from that because they developed that in France as a decongestant and uh, to open your airways up, you know, and then they found that it might be helpful for ADHD because it popped your full dopamine open. So that's what those SSRIs, those antidepressants, you know, uh, some of them, help open it up. But a lot of times when you quit taking them SSRIs, it is antidepressants or stuff for bipolarity, leave you dopamine dependent, or the Ritalin for the ADHD kids, like 3 Ritalin will make you dopamine dependent permanently until you're like 27. Yeah, permanent dopamine dependency from Ritalin um, prescription. That's why everybody's fucked up, dude. Why everybody fucked up? It's because you ask most of these people, I guarantee it, 90% of them were on Ritalin. 90% of them were on, and yeah, the L-Dopa. Um, in my chiropractor's office, they've got those for sale for like $45. I couldn't find the exact brand online that they have, but next time I got some extra money, I'm going to try. I want to try that. See if it's a good enough substitute to substitute my yeah. You replenish as you release it. I want to see if it's a good enough substitute for the Vyvanse because Diamond from Oppenheimer Ranch Project says uh, Vyvanse is like straight up poison. I could it might be the cause of my cardiac uh, problems, but I don't think so. I think it's the stress of hearing your attorney fucking flub up and then attack you for like 45 minutes. And I'm disabled. I got admittedly I think too much. Let's just say that I think too much, and I think better than you, motherfucker. And and I know when you fuck with me, and then I might not be able to talk straight for a minute, but catch me tomorrow. I won't. You Dragon Sage, you know me. 1 minute I'm like, that's all, folks. And then the next minute I'm like flopping some shit out, fucking blow your mind. Precog shit. Not everybody's able to do that and maintain uh maintain flow. I'm not sure. You're not sure. You are not sure. Not 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 sure is a friend of mine from remember my COVID live stream days. Um, Magnesium, manganese. Make sure you get it from a sourced place, not made in a lab. That's what mostly people taking vitamins. Get the lab made vitamins, and your body doesn't process that correctly. It's kind of like monatomic versus monatomic gold. Or if you don't uh, fire the monatomic, if you don't put it in a kiln, burn it through a kiln before you ingest it, make you blue, make kill you, like the one guy. That's what David Pupta out there in California knew about. And put it through a kiln, and as well as telling a crypto alchemist, like you got to fire it up to like 2,600 degrees or more before you consume it, or yeah, it'll do that to you. Same with if you get your what's that silver too strong of that solution will hurt you. Yeah, the electrolysis extracting thing. But Grok and Gemini have come up with new methods of electrolysis extraction stuff or crypto's junk, and I tried to float it to him, and I don't think he caught on to it. But it was you wrap the wires instead of putting the anodes and cathodes in the wires. You wrap it around in a jar, wrap the wires around a jar, and then you actually stick what like a silver coin in there or whatever, and don't nothing attached to it, and then you Faraday cage it, and then you put the specific frequency, voltage and frequency through the wire or tubes. You go around the jar. So I don't. It might take longer or something, but you don't get any extra elements off the anodes and cathodes that are actually in the solution. So y'all have a good night, and I'll we'll have another fireside chat with the UV light and again. Thanks, Dragon Sage, for hanging out, bro. You're a fucking good friend, brother. I wish, hopefully, we can meet up one day. If not, we'll see you in another life. It was maybe, maybe I'll be female and you be female in another life. We'll be, you could be a unicorn witch, and I'll be, I don't know. He left. He's like, bye. Mission out.